Happy Easter, everyone. It is my absolute privilege and honor to be your speaker for today. And I am honored to share from my own deeper inner self, from my experience in life, from my philosophy in my mind. I'm happy to be with you this morning. Whether you listen to this talk today or choose to listen to it whenever, my intent with this talk is that it will inspire and remind you of who you really are. What is significant about Easter for me is the message. It's the message in this wonderful experience that Jesus demonstrated to us. Ramtha always says, Jesus does not want us to place him on the cross every year and remember his bleeding and remember the thorns in his head and the nails in his hands. Yes, those were content. But let us not forget the message of that experience. And for me, the message is about the power we have within us to overcome, to give birth, to experience a rebirth without dying. And Jesus demonstrated that beyond the body's pain and suffering, beyond the material stripping away, he could overcome death and have life again. And we too have that opportunity to have continuous rebirths in our life. What do I mean by that? I mean that along our path we will have challenges. We will have losses. We will have grief. We will have betrayal. We will have rejections. We may have enemies on our path. We may become our own enemy by getting stuck in a habit that we cannot break free from. Whatever the challenges are upon your path, we have the opportunity to overcome them, to conquer them, and to give birth to a new me, where I can live out the greatness of who I really am. How do we do that? How do we find the resilience in our soul, in our spirit, to go beyond the personality and the identity's pain? There is nothing greater, there is no greater pain than that of judgment and that of humiliation, that of being judged and being crucified, even to those who have believed. And if we look and we go deeper into the story of Jesus, he went for 40 days into the desert so he could conquer certain thoughts, perceptions, attitudes, and patterns within himself. And he had great experiences, and there were challenges that came and visited him, that tempted him away, that tried to make him walk away from his own knowingness, that tempted him by telling him what he could have in identity and personality. And he said no, and he conquered them. And even though Jesus experienced all of these things, He even allowed their perceptions, their attitudes, their judgments to crucify Jesus. And of course, he must have experienced tremendous betrayal, even questioning God's presence and God's love, asking, why have you forsaken me? Why have you forgotten me? But his spirit is that which was born anew. And that personality and identity and all the emotions and the chemicals of those emotions were sacrificed. And a greater Jesus was born. One that could ascend, which could overcome and become a Christ. Each one of us has things that we have to overcome, that we have to conquer. Belief systems about ourselves, perceptions, attitudes, habits, external behaviors of people, judgments. And we can either engage it, which is not wrong. We have a right to feel anger. We have a right to feel hurt. But let us not get stuck in that pain. Let us not get stuck in that chemical emotions. Let us stop and go within and ask the impossible questions of, how is this serving me? Who am I? Who am I beyond these words? Who am I beyond this challenge? What else is possible here for me to learn, to own? What part of me am I becoming now? And it is within that stillness and in our spirit that we will find that inner strength, that resilience of our spirit, that will give us the vision and the knowledge, and we have the opportunity to rise above the emotions, to rise above the words, to rise above the identity, the personality, the gossiping, the lies, to move beyond it, to a place where there is no duality, where there is no polarity, where there just is the truth. The truth has no judgment. The truth is not right or wrong. The truth just is. And the moment we can allow ourselves to see the truth is when we can level the playing ground and we can accept the gift, the lesson, the growth, and we can forgive. We can forgive and we can look upon those with compassion and understanding and forgetfulness of their experience. For it is their lack, it is their doubt, it is their fear of not being good enough. And the personality is fickle. The personality will do anything to survive, even if it is putting out your light, so their light may create a greater light. We forget. The personality forgets who it really is. The personality is limited. It does not have a memory of who it really is. Who we really are is spirit. It's infinite. Infinite. This is not the first lifetime. We've had many before, and we will continue. And it is in that great spirit that we realize who we are and who we are becoming. That we can choose to let go. We can choose to sacrifice the pain. We can choose to sacrifice the judgment, the competition, the control. And we can allow our truth to be alive. The truth in my being to be a light unto the world, but a servant unto God. And in rebirth, there are so many kinds of rebirth we can experience. Every time we choose to have compassion and understanding, unconditional understanding, understanding that those who have hurt us in our past also have a story, a history, a past that has allowed them to choose an attitude in life. Once we can see that, we can give birth to a greater compassion, a greater understanding. We can give rebirth to our emotions. Why in counseling do counselors and therapists focus on feelings? Because we can change feelings. We cannot change the past. We cannot change what someone has done unto us or what we have done. But we can change our emotions about it. We can change our perception, our attitude about it. That is where our power lies. We can unpack an emotion. We can let it free. We can say, I'm sorry. We can forgive. And we can embrace love again. We can embrace joy and peace again. But it must be a choice. We have to go beyond our victim thinking. We have to go beyond our anger's perpetration and need to revenge. We need to let the truth set us free. Our own personal truth, which we all have to face on our own. No one can tell you what to do, but we can create a space for rebirth of a richness in spirit, a richness in our minds, in the way we think. We can expand our way of thinking. And that rebirth, every day we have that opportunity to do things better than yesterday. To look at those attitudes, those perceptions that limit us, that engage us in competition and doubt and fear and anger. Let us see the chemical manipulation and control. And let us remember that divine which is within us. We were all born in that divinity. And through our experiences throughout many lifetimes, we have hung on, we have attached ourselves to certain attachments of attitude, thoughts and beliefs. Our journey back home is about clearing that pathway, of conquering those filters so that we can remember who we are again, with richness, with wisdom of all the experiences. We have to realize that we are more than our bodies. We are more than our limiting thoughts and fears and beliefs. And we have to bring light, our light, into it. There's a beautiful reading that Jesus gave, saying that light does not comprehend darkness, for it shines right through it. And that's what it is. It's Clinton, I think, last week said, light and dark doesn't have a fight. It makes space for both, but it does what it has to do. And light's job is to shine through it It's not to deny darkness. It's not to criticize and judge darkness, but to shine brighter. And so Jesus demonstrated this so beautifully to us. And may we each take time during this Easter period to look at ourselves, to look at our lives, and to say, what more is possible? What else could I give birth to? Who do I want to be? And let us have that rebirth. Let us make space for the Christ consciousness that is within us. Let us create a clear pathway so it can come forth and be our thinking, be our speaking, and be our doing, to be the light of our being. I trust that my words make sense. It has been great just sharing with you. May God bless you, may God bless myself, and may God bless this Easter. I love you. Thank you.